Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I don't know, okay, where you like at this time. So, Marwa Mekni Toujani, I hold a PhD degree in psycholinguistics from High Institute of Languages of Tunis, Tunisia, and I hold the trainer Cambridge certificate. Currently an ESL lecturer at Interlink, Yamama University in Riyadh. All right, so without further ado, let's start our presentation. So each one of us believes in a teaching, or like as teachers, like we always seek what brings both vibrancy and benefits to our classes. That's why we attend conferences such as TESOL Arabia. I guess everyone attending this conference, including myself, is looking for some innovative techniques or new twists to apply in our future classes. Accordingly, I'd like to share with you some of the learning materials that have enhanced my learners' communication skills, as well as their 21st century skills. Without further ado, I'll begin with, sharing my teaching as well my institution perspective. Then I will move to the implemented materials and my students' feedback to see if the aims set have been accomplished, and I will conclude with the lessons that I have learned. So, as I said, each one of us believes in a teaching or learning approach. Personally, I do believe in the integrated skills and senses approach, as I think that each one of them feeds on the other and results in a better learning experience. Additionally, we always say that good writers are good readers. Similarly, good speakers should be good listeners. Listening and speaking could be also considered as the hardest skills to acquire for foreign language learners, as in most cases, they have to listen carefully and reply at the same time in real life. They do not have the option to draft it, redraft it, edit it. Okay, so they speak like it's like a moment by moment process. Therefore, I tried my best to design activities that require both skills to co-occur in order to prepare high-grade L2 communicators. So in my communication classes, there is also some reading, such as reading speech outlines, reading notes, and there is some writing, such as taking notes, outlining speech, and summarizing to scaffold the listening and speaking activities. The integrated skills approach also involves integrating the 12th, 21st century skills that students need to efficiently operate after they leave their classrooms. These skills are grouped into three major categories. First, we have the learning skills that involve the 4Cs. Okay, these skills teach students about the mental processes required to adapt, improve upon their future professional life. Second, we have the three literacy skills, which focus on how students can discern facts and how to use technology information outlets efficiently. Lastly, we have here five life skills, which are mainly the soft skills that students need in their everyday life. So, to set the context, at the time of this research study, I was a novice teacher at Interlink. So in Interlink, we adopt a project-based approach where we have certain benchmarks that we have to meet at the end of each term and certain guidelines that we have to follow. All right. In this program, students should complete one group project, which is like the GCP, and one individual project, which is the ICP. As the names entail, the first one, is done in group, and the second one is done individually. Additionally, students have to do independent listening project In this project, students listen to do extensive listening at home. What I found when I came in, that students are given audiobooks, okay, novels, and they listen like they divided like into chapters, and they have like 1 or 2 chapters per week. We have also listening and speaking activities concerning vocabulary and grammar. They are present, however, we tailor the activities according to students' needs. Okay. There is no textbook, which gives more freedom to us teachers to align our perspectives with the institutions. More precisely, this has allowed me to adapt tailor learning materials to help my students reach the required benchmarks and to ensure that they have developed skills that they can transfer to their lives outside the classroom. So in the communication classes that I taught students listen, watch, move, have hands-on experience, which gives room to all learning styles to thrive within this project-based approach and integrated skills approach. I wanna explain a little bit about the background of my students. Actually, they're in Interlink, we have 3 levels, which are pre-orientation levels, and 5 orientation levels. Okay, the 3 pre-orientation are for students who are pre-A1. In the orientation level starts from the A2 level. I teach orientation 3, so my students are early B1, and at the end of the term, they should reach like the final end of B1. So the first activity that I will share with you is related to their independent listening project, okay, that is IFA. It's news sharing. In this activity, students act as news reporters. They choose from VOA Learning English website, and like an audio they listen to it at home, they take notes of the necessary ideas. Finally, they write a summary of the audio. However, they should include also the reasons of their choice and their opinions, like on the video, about the video, and the content of the video. In class, they present their speeches, and students engage in discussion. Okay, so obviously we don't do this like every session. We have like 3 sessions per week, and students are divided, so each student knows which day they will present, so they have enough time to prepare this. The second activity is also related to the independent listening project, the ALPs, and here students watch a YouTube video at home and fill in follow-up worksheet. The worksheet could differ from one video to the other. However, in each worksheet, students practice note-taking, summarizing, paraphrasing skills, and critical thinking skills. Yesterday, I attended 4 presentations actually integrating critical thinking skills in classrooms. Okay, they're like David Harrison presentation, Pamela Johnson, Yasamin Salahuddin, and Hind Ilyas. Okay, so here I can add more examples of the questions that I included in the worksheet. They can ask, they can answer who is the target audience of the video, how does the speaker engage the audience, adjective to describe the video, like inspirational, repetitive, boring. They could also have a question like, give one piece of advice that would improve the presentation or the video. And if they have the chance to ask the speaker, okay, what's the question they want to ask? So the choice of the videos in a listening activity is motivated by the following reasons, actually. Firstly, videos appeal to both auditory and visual students. Secondly, students can develop their listening skills as well as well as their presentational skills. Thirdly, students can see how speech is structured, okay, how it is introduced, how like ideas flow throughout the speech, and how it is concluded. Finally, the choice of topics was based on the themes of their core projects and their majors. Learning, literacy, and social skills were also taken into consideration. Thus, we have videos on social issues, effective daily routines, how to read faster, how to manage time, okay, topics also on leadership and taken initiatives. So here we have some samples. Okay, the videos are from TED Talks or book reviews, commentaries on famous people, and the majority of talks were by influential public speakers. That's why they have this option to learn like how to present efficiently. Also, for more integration and in order to do more scaffolding to the core projects, educational YouTube videos were used, okay? So we watched in class videos, how to prepare captivating introduction, how to do like presentations, how to prepare PowerPoint presentations, etc. Videos were used instead of regular teaching for 4 reasons also. So firstly, students can see real examples. Okay, for example, in the here we have good presentation versus bad presentation. When we watch it in class, like we can't stop the video, okay, after the bad presentation, discuss it. Then we listen to the pieces of advice provided by the teacher in the video. Okay, we compare them to the pieces of our comments. Then we continue with watching. Also, we stop the video after the good presentation. We made like a chart where we put the differences between the two videos, and we carried on. Thirdly, okay, the videos function as a reference for students. Okay, so students can go back to the videos, check them anytime at home, and also they can evaluate their presentations and their piece, okay, on the basis of the videos. Later, after like the in-class presentations or the individual core project and the group core project, which are also presentations, students evaluate like their presentations on the basis of these videos. We have anecdotes where students like said to each other, or students talking about themselves said, okay, I could have better because the person in video X said this and this. Okay, so they can evaluate themselves based on this video. Lastly, the videos are a way of transferring knowledge. That is, I implicitly said to the technology generation that they can have fun, okay, and learn as well using these media outlets. The following are useful websites for listening and note-taking practice and for more integrated listening speaking activities. So like ESL brains have like good listening plan, like lesson plans where all like skills are integrated. So, as you can see in the aforementioned activities, I aimed at integrating listening and speaking skills and the 21st century skills in order to help students transfer their classroom knowledge to real life. In order to check if these aims have been met, I concluded a small-scale study. I asked my 26 students, okay, I have like 26 students of the term that I was teaching and students from the previous term. I asked them like to fill in a Google form, and the questions were both 5 Likert scale questions and open-ended questions. So Firstly, to check whether the course succeeded in integrating learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. Students were asked whether the course increased their knowledge, their communication skills, helped them develop their intellectual and critical thinking skills, improve their ability to evaluate what they listen to and what they watch, and increase their ability to collaborate and work in teams. The majority of the students, as you can see, agree that this aim is achieved. Secondly, to check whether the integration of language skills was successful, students were asked whether the course increased their understanding of presentation skills, improve their ability to outline, prepare, and present their ideas, okay, whether the course improved their listening skills, like both understanding main ideas and details, taking notes effectively. The majority of them also agreed that this aim is achieved. Thirdly, the feedback form checked whether my rationale behind news sharing and ILP videos was also clear to students. The results showed that students were aware of such integration and learned from the materials. Okay, they have agreed that they facilitate their learning, develop their communication skills, and increase their knowledge. Okay, but I have here one student, okay, which is like 3.81 students, saying they haven't learned anything from news, like from the ILPs here, and from the news sharing, sorry. Lastly, what is more interesting to me is students' replies to the open-ended questions. Their answers were pretty much in line with their responses to the 5 Likert scale questions. Okay, first of all, for the question, what I learned from the ICP, which is the Independent Core Project, their individual presentations. Okay, so here, the majority of their responses show that this project helped them improve their speaking and presentation skills. Okay, but we have 2 out of 26 expressed that they didn't gain any benefit. For the ones who thought that they gained some benefit, they said that increase their independence, how to use information, and how to present and speak, obviously. So concerning what they have learned from the GCP project, which is the group presentation, here the majority of their responses show that this project helped them improve like their 21st century actually skills, which mean teamwork, critical thinking. So the majority of the answers are about collaboration, teamwork, like critical thinking. So here, organizing their thoughts, sharing ideas. Okay, still here we have 3 out of 26 that they said they haven't benefited anything. Okay, so for the question, what they have learned from their in-class listening activities, we have like the language skill is obvious there. They improve their listening and note-taking. And they also think that the information they listen to is valuable. However, we have a few of them, they made like suggestions that benefited future classes. So here people are saying that some of the topics are boring, not interesting, okay, because they don't like listening. And some ask it like for general topics. Concerning in-class speaking activities, their feedback on the in-class speaking activities, the majority of them agreed that they learned, okay, how to be better speakers, how to develop their speeches, Okay, some of them think that the topics are fun and joyful. I have here one sample, your life after 7 years. Okay, this is one of the topics that we discussed in class, and students here still remember the topic. It seems that they enjoyed it a lot. And we have also a few of them, like they made suggestions. We have two that said it's boring, and I have one student, she said that I should give students private feedback instead of public feedback. Their actually suggestions helped like my future classes, as I said. So if you want to move to the lessons that I learned, okay, so what I learned from this experience is to give students more freedom in terms of topic choice. What I did in the following terms is I asked students at the very beginning, of the term, like the first session, to write a list of topics they like. Okay, then I took all their suggestions, and while preparing my lessons, I took their suggestions into consideration. Concerning feedback, I started asking students about their feedback delivery preference. Okay, so I asked them whether they prefer to have public feedback or private feedback. However, what I noticed is that when I explained to them the rationale behind public feedback, that all of us learn from this, and we they're including myself learning in this class, so they accepted it. And the second thing that I noticed is if students are familiar with each other, they accept public feedback. And at the very beginning of the session, they said, okay, we don't mind if you give us feedback in front of each other. I still respected people who would like just to have private feedback. Lastly, okay, for students who are not interested in listening and they suffer, especially in the extensive listener project, the ILP, we started using teasers. So early listeners, okay, a session before the ILP presentation or the ILP worksheet presentation, did some teasers, okay, without spoiling the content of the video to their friends, that they urge them to go and watch it. To conclude, this has been my experience with integrated skills approach and project-based approach. My tips for future successful implementation in order to guarantee high motivation and better learning. Thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward for your constructive feedback.
Thank you, Dr. Marwa. We'll leave the floor maybe for 5 minutes for questions. If anyone has any questions, please go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. This is Yasir Ali Khan.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Marwa. It was a very, I have comments, and yes, indeed, it was a very good presentation. We have, we got new things. I've been working as an ESL trainer for the last 7-8 years, and I'm recently working with the ATA, ADNOC Technical Academy. So there are many things. Technology has made things easy for us, and the thing is it is on us that how we actually take benefit out of these things. So there are lots of productive things. It's a great presentation. So really, you're working great. Thank you very much for giving us very good few things like this news. You shared that website. Okay, that is one great idea. I was listening very carefully, and yeah, we can apply these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, so thank you, Dr. Marwa. The next
Thank
session
you.
will start in about 4 minutes.
Okay, I'll
You
stop
can
sharing.
stop sharing your screen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Amjad. Okay.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you.